Value of f will be 0 to 15. Fine? Means last value of the f will be 15. Is that clear? Likewise, we have floating point literal. What we have? Floating point literal. In floating point literals means your decimal parts will come, your fractional parts will come. Now, your floating part is floating point of floating literals is also divided into two parts. First one fractional form and second one exponentiation form. Fractional form means, student, supposed to be I am writing 3.44. Okay, this is called fractional form. And what would be the exponentiation form? Supposed to be I am going to write 1 to 4 e2. So e means exponentiations over here, and it will tell to the users 1 to 4 into 10 to the power 2. 1 to 4 into 10 to the power 2. This is the meaning of exponentiation form. Sorry. So we have 3.44, that is the form of fractional form, while 1 to 4 e to the power 2 means e, here is the meaning of e is your exponentiation, into means 10 to the power 2. So 1 to 4 into 10 to the power 2. The value will come 1 to 4 into 10 to the power 2. Or your 2 will be multiplied by 10. Is that clear? This is called exponentiation form and this one is called fractional form. Student, you guys are knowing already character literals. Of course, character constant. So, character will always come with single quotes. Character literals means I am talking about the capital A or small a. See. So, whenever you will declare any literal character literal or character constants, your character will denoted into single quotes. Fine? Because it is the rule of declaring the character literals. While once we talk about the string literals, so string means it is a collection of characters. It is a collection of characters. So collection of characters means combinations of characters, and your combination will come with the name. Like if I write Sandeep, then it will be the combination of different characters like S, A, N, D, E, E, P, and this name will come under the double quotes. So string will be always denoted in double quotes, while characters will be always denoted in single quotes. Is that clear? Supposed to be you have to write computer or Java. So in Java we are having 4 characters, J, A, V, A, and collection of characters is known as string. So always string will be denoted into double quotes, and this is the meaning, or this is the rules and this is the regulations to declare the string literals. Fine? Now we have Boolean literals. What we have? Boolean literals. The meaning of Boolean literals is, student, Boolean means the value will come in the form of true and false. Is that clear? The value will come in the form of true and false. And last one we have null literal. In null literal, where the value will be, it is represented by keyword null or escape sequence. That is will be denoted in like this. This is the meaning of null literals. \O or \0. Fine? You will say \0. So the meaning of \0, it refers to the null literals. Any problem? Now we are having punctuators or separators. Punctuators means comma, semicolon. We use left parenthesis and right parenthesis. Punctuators means you have written like this. This is called left parenthesis. This is called right parenthesis. We are having curly opening braces, curly closing braces. We are having brackets. This is called brackets, or you can say square brackets. So all these types of symbols will come under the punctuators or separators. Clear? Now we have last point to discuss, student. that is related to operators. Student, if you will go back in previous class and you will recall some points, we had discussed about the operator. Operators are the symbols which work on operands. Student, pay attention, it's very important topic I am going to discuss with you. Operators are symbols which work on operands. We are having different types of operators, in which first I would like to discuss with you unary operator. Unary operator. Unary operator works on single operands. Pay attention. Unary operator works on single operands. And your unary operator is divided into two parts. First one, increment unary operator. Increment unary operator. And second one, decrement unary operator. First thing, it works on single operands. Fine? And unary operator is divided into two parts, increment unary operator and decrement unary operator. Now, increment unary operator will be denoted by plus plus, while decrement unary operator will be denoted by minus minus. Means, it will be increased by 1 and this one will be decreased by 1. Here the value will be increased by 1 in the case of increment unary operator, while in the case of decrement unary operator, it will be decreased by 1. Student, increment unary operator is also divided into two parts. First one, prefix increment unary operator and postfix increment unary operator. While decrement unary operator is also divided into two parts, prefix decrement unary operator and postfix decrement unary operator. Prefix unary operator will be denoted by plus plus a. Sorry. Prefix increment unary operator will be denoted by plus plus a, while postfix decrement unary operator will be denoted by a plus plus. Are you getting my point? Prefix increment unary operator will be denoted by plus plus a, while postfix increment unary operator will be denoted by a plus plus. Likewise, decrement unary operator will be denoted by minus minus a, and postfix decrement unary operator will be denoted by a minus minus. But the operand will be single. Here I am using operand a. It's a single. So what is happening with the plus plus a and a plus plus, or you can say what is the difference between prefix increment unary operator and postfix increment unary operator? So the difference is that in the case of prefix unary operator, the value will be increased first. First it will be increased by 1. Pay attention. Plus plus means it will be increased by 1 and minus minus means it will be decreased by 1. So what is happening with the prefix increment unary operator? Here the value will be increased first by 1 and after that it will be assigned. Now in the case of a plus plus, what will happen? First the value will be assigned and after that it will be increased by 1. Let's take in one example. Suppose to be I have given the value of a equal to 5 and I am using plus plus a. Pay attention everyone. I have given the value of a equal to 5 and I am using plus plus a. Plus plus a means prefix increment unary operator. So directly the value of b will be 6 because it will be increased by 1 first. So it will be increased by 1 first means plus plus means 1 and 1 plus 5 is equal to, the value will come 6. Clear? Now, in the case of postfix, first the value will be assigned. Means again the value will be assigned into B, the value will be 5. In the case of postfix, what will happen? B will be 5 first and after that B will be 6. Means first the value of the A will be stored in B. It will be assigned first, store first. So what is the value of A? The value of A is your 5. So it will be stored into 5B 5 first and after that it will be increased. So directly you will get the value B equal to 6. Next time it will be increased by 1. So B plus 1 means 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So this is the difference between prefix increment unary operator and postfix increment unary operator. The difference is that in the case of prefix unary operator, the value will be increased by first 1 and after that it will be assigned. While in case of postfix, the value will be assigned first, after that it will be increased by 1. Got it? Likewise, minus minus A and A minus minus. What will happen in the case of decrement unary operator? In this case, the value will be decreased by 1 first and after that it will assign. Fine? So directly the value will come 4. Here the value will come by first 5 and after that the value will come 4. Is that clear? So it was the definitions, it was the justification, it was the explanation about the unary operator. But pay attention, it works on single operands. Any confusion anyone? Now student, we have next operator, that is your binary operator. Binary operator. Binary means 2. Binary means 2. It works on 2 operands. To work with the binary operator, we must have at least 2 operands. It means A and B. A and B. Fine? In binary operator, we are having different types of operators. First one, arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator. Student, arithmetic operator means plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus operator. Fine? Such types of operators will come under the arithmetic operator. I am going to tell you the difference between normal divisional operator and modulus operator. The difference is that this operator will give you quotient while this operator will give you remainder. So this is called modulus operator. This is called modulus operator and the functions of the modulus operator, it will return you remainder. While quotient operator will give you, or normal divisional operator will give you only quotient. Clear? We are having relational operator. Relational operator, in which we will cover less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to you can say, and single equal to. Less than you guys are knowing. Of course, these operator will have requirements of the 2 operands. Of course, means if you have to perform A plus B, then you must have 2 operands, A plus B. So here A is your operand and B is your second operand. If you have to perform minus, then you must have A minus B. A into B, at least if we will have requirements of the 2 operands, A into B. Likewise, if you have to compare, then you will have A is less than B, or A is greater than B, or A equal to B, or A double equal to B. Means in this case, we are saying we should have 2 operands to perform these operators. Fine? So, normal, single of equal to and double equal to. I am going to tell you the difference between this. Double equal to means it will use for equality. While single equal to will be used for the storing the value into variables. Suppose to be I am writing a equal to, pay attention, b. The meaning of this operator is that we are storing the value of b into a. B into a. And if I write a double equal to b, it means a is equivalent to b and b is equivalent to a. This is the meaning of equality operator. If I write a single equal to b, it means b, the value of b will be stored in a. And if I write a double equal to b, it means a is equivalent to b and b is equivalent to a. Likewise, we have conditional operator, question mark, and such that. We have logical operator and, or, and not. We have logical operator. This is the last point in this operator, student. Just pay attention. We are having logical operator, or this is also called bitwise operator. Logical operator. In logical operator, we will go with the AND operator, OR operator, and NOT. This is called AND, this is called OR, and this is called NOT. What will happen with the case of AND? Suppose to be, student, there is two input A and B. If both input, pay attention, and I have taken C for the output. If both input will be 1, 1, means A will be 1 and B will be 1, the output will come 1. In what case? In the case of AND. If both input will be 1, 1, the output will come 1. Or you can say, if both types of input will be true, then after that your output will come true. So if both input will be 1, 1, then output will come 1. Fine? Or if both condition will be true, your output will come true. If any one will be false, then output will be 0. Fine? Output will be 0. So in binary terms, we consider the value true as a 1. So both input means I have given the value of A is your 1 and B is your second input. So 1, 1 means both are true. Both are true means the value will be 1 and 1. The output will be 1. But in the case of true and false, the true value will be 1 and 0. So what is the meaning of AND? If both condition will be true, means 1, 1, the output will come 1. But if any one input will be 0, then output will come 0. See, here the value of A is your 1, but the value of B is your 0. The output will come 0. The value of A is your 0, the value of B is your 0, the output will come 0. Now, next time both are 0, 0. In that case, or you can say 0 and 1. In both cases, the both inputs are 0, 0, output will come 0. Here it will be 0 and 1. But in the case of OR, if any one input will be 1, 1. What is the important thing in the case of AND, student? If both input will be 1, 1, the output will come 1. Or you can say if both types of input will be true, the output will come true. Or you can say if both condition will be true, the output will be true. But in the case of OR, if any one input will be 1, means if any one input will be true, like this, the output will come true. Here the input is your A, 1, and the input of B is your 0. The output will come 1, means true. If any one input will be true. Next one, 0 and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 0, 0. It will come 0. So here both input are false. Means both input are 0. That's why our output is coming 0. But in the above cases, both inputs are 1, 1. Of course, output will come 1. Here, B is your 1. Output will come 1. And here, A is your 1. Output will come 1. While in the case of last, NOT, it is a complemented order. Complemented order means reverse order, if I will pass, pay attention, it works on inverter. This is called NOT operator. It works on NOT gate. Basically, there are three gates in the logical computer architecture: AND gate, OR gate, and NOT gate. Fine. So NOT means NOT operator. It will work if I pass 1, it will return you 0. If I will pass 0, it will return you 1. Fine. Or you can say, if I have given the value of A equal to 5 and B equal to 6, and I have given A not equal to B, then the output will come true. Output will come true because, of course, A is not equivalent to B. So student, here we have discussed about the operators. I hope you all will go through this lecture, and before this lecture I have given 10 minutes lectures about the Java as well as Java development kit and different types of packages. Just go through this lecture and read it carefully. Thank you.